Welcome back, bonus wifeys. Have you guys worried up yet? Of course not. That's why you're here. But don't worry, because neither have I. Let's get into this mess. I'm back. I'm biased. I'm bothered. And I am unfiltered. If you're easily offended, this is definitely not the place for you. We're on season 19. This is episode 2 of the Tell Alls. And we open up exactly where we left off, with Jenelle telling us basically how much of a failure Kody is. Now, this whole episode is staggered conversation between these people who will not get back together on the damn sofa. But we're seeing that clip of Jenelle trying to have a conversation with Kody, but like she can't because he won't even let her mention Robyn's name. Now, Suki wants an explanation. Like, why is Kody a failure, you know? And Jenelle tells us. Jenelle says that in their religion, when a man loses all of his wives, he is considered a failure. Now, in fairness, right, I would think that that would be true for any religions. You know, like if you have 3 divorces, I think the problem is probably, well, it's probably you, you know. But she does say that it was really during COVID. That's when Kody, like, just basically abandoned everybody because, according to him, like, they weren't safe. This is his own family, mind, you know. Now, Christine totally agrees with Janelle that Kody is an absolute and utter loser. And she says that in polygamy, when a man loses all his wives, it's the man's own fault, right? And I completely agree with her. Now we see Robyn. She still has the god awful eyelashes on her, okay? I loved to see that. Now, Suki is asking Robyn about the term sacred cow. Robyn has no idea what it means. Absolutely no idea. It's gone over her head. But she does say moo, okay? She does say moo, and I was grateful for that. Now, Robyn does not think that Kody had any bias toward her. And Suki asks if there's any subject that's off limits between them, okay, between her and Kody. Robyn says there isn't. So Suki wants to know, why is it not the same for the others? Because he was shutting Janelle down. Now I noticed Robyn doesn't answer this, okay? She just says that the other women should focus on their relationships without mentioning her name. And I thought, hang on a second, you better hope these women keep mentioning your name. You better hope they keep talking. They all have other financial revenue streams. This is your only form of income, love, you know? So we're back with Suki and Janelle, and Suki is asking Janelle about Cody's like his Fred West mentality because he just wants to take all the blame for everything. And the gospel, according to Janelle, is that both Kody and Robyn are to blame, but Kody is just he's taking the brunt of it all, you know. So Janelle does say, I thought that this was interesting because she says that initially Robyn wanted the family. That I thought that was weird, but she also says that she is not the cause of the family basically going tits up. But she doesn't remember Kody ever being this mean, and she believes he's just taking the blame for everything to make Robyn look better because, well, like everybody hates this woman, you know. Now Kody and Suki are talking. This is the scene where Kody is shutting Janelle down, and Kody is asking, like, why is she talking about Robyn? Did Robyn offend her? Did Robyn hurt her? Yes, she did, Kody, and she took all of her goddamn money for that mansion as well, you know. And according to Kody, Janelle talking about Robyn boils down to the fact that Kody and Janelle are not dealing with their relationship. And apparently, Cody's relationship with the other wives has not impacted his relationship with Robyn. I'm sure they're delighted to hear that, Kody. I am. Now, Suki also tells him that Christine felt abandoned, you know, but like he doesn't give a shit, but he will respectfully say, have a good life. Via con Dios. Slán agus of mar. Let's throw in another language there, really confused the shite out of everyone. So we're back to the conversation between Janelle and Kody, right? This is where the egg is falling out Cody's mouth. And he's telling her, like, to shut up, basically, you know, about Robyn. And Kody says to Suki, right, I'm gonna have to shut you down. And Suki says, no, she's not gonna be shut down. I have noticed Suki seems to have a bit more gusto this season. She is being a bit more, like, assertive. And I am really grateful for that because she was driving me mad. But, like, he basically won't answer. And in a very, like, patronizing way, he says to the cameras, right, I'm sorry, ladies, I didn't see a future with you and I wasn't happy. And he says, like, you know, he just hopes that they're all grand now. But if they're not, you know, it really doesn't have anything got to do with him. So we're back now and we're talking to Janelle. And Suki asks if she could ever be friends with Kody and Robyn. Janelle says, like, basically, you know, just on a superficial level, and like that she would talk to them. Now, Suki is really pushing this issue, but Janelle says, right, she just says, I don't like them. And she doesn't want to be friends with them. So we're seeing Meri with Suki now, and we see the clip of Meri moving and when she was like backing up into Kody. And Kody is telling us that Meri backed up into him and that Meri was bent over right in front of him, but he's divorced from her. he only has Robyn, and only Robyn is allowed to bend over in front of him and to back up into him, okay? I don't think Robyn would bend. I don't. I don't think Robyn would even back it up into him. I think she just lies there. This woman is so stiff, okay? I think she has the arthritis. That's the energy she gives off. But anyway, apparently this funny interaction was sexual in nature, and he has to save all the sexual interactions for Robyn. And I thought, that sounds fun. I'm sure she's a great time. Now, Christine and David reckons that the interaction was just funny, but Christine does say that Kody has now made his whole identity basically just being Robyn's husband. I actually agree with her. Now, Cody is being very Fred West again, okay? Because he told his friend Nathan that he would throat punch him because Mary backed up into him. Oh man, he's saying like that his body only belongs to Robyn. And I was grateful for that information. Now, Robyn says that she didn't think the interaction was disrespectful, and apparently, when she sees Cody and Mary being like this, she basically just gets off on it. I'm reading between the lines. I didn't have to read very deeply, though she basically just said it. Now, Christine and David, they're not happy with Cody referring to Mary as his favourite ex wife because they said they think it's weird and tacky. But apparently, Mary thinks it's very funny that Cody would say that, like, she was his favourite ex wife. And I was wondering, when the hell was this filmed? Where on earth is Jenn? But also, she does say, okay, that she's delighted that she got a spiritual release. And I am happy for her too, if that makes her feel good. So we're back with Janelle and Suki. And Janelle said Mary is very loyal. And that Cody really just threw it into her face when she was catfished, okay? Now, Janelle also says something which I found very interesting, okay? She says because now they're not comparable, like their life when they were just starting over till, when they were having their family to the way they live now. And I was thinking, how on earth, like, would Robyn cope if Cody had no money? Who would fill up her house with a heart full of crap? I'd love to know. I would love to know how she would cope with no money. Now, Cody reckons that he didn't hold the catfish against Mary. I'm calling bullshit on this, okay? I am. But according to Cody, their relationship was antagonistic. Up until the time that Mary was backing up into him when Nathan was there. And I thought, why didn't you just divorce this woman, Cody? Like, instead of stringing her along for feckin' years, why didn't you not just divorce this woman and let her go and let her live her life? So we see her Mary in her new house and Cody saying goodbye to her. This is where Cody is looking very, very Wurzel Gummidge, okay? And he's just like sobbing. He's sobbing, crying. He's crying for this woman's money. Now, Robyn doesn't know if Cody crying to Mary would be confusing for her because Robyn is an absolute and utter idiot. Like, she knows. She knows that Mary loved this guy. Like, of course this would be so fucking confusing for her, okay? Now, Mary says that she had no idea why he was acting like this. And she was wondering, was it because, like, of her? Was it because, like, of the family? What was the reason? Like, he was upset. It was none of those things, Mary. He was upset because you are moving away with the fuck ton of money that you earned from LuLaRoe. Now, even Christine is saying that he strung Mary along for years, and it was wrong for him to do that because he broke her heart over and over and over. And I completely agree with Christine here. Now, Mary tells us that her and Cody had a conversation a couple of weeks ago. I thought, oh no, like, when the hell did all this happen? And why did we not have cameras on it? Now, Cody said to her that he's still grieving the end of the relationship, but she said, that's nothing got to do with me. And I'm so proud of her, okay? I was so proud of her because, like, I know that she was completely and utterly in love with this man, but she says, like, she has heard everything that he said about her on the show. And, like, Cody behaving like this is just very confusing to her. And that, like, she's always being treated like this. This woman has never known where she stood on him, never known where she stood on him. Now, Cody says, right, he doesn't want to talk about the way, like, he treats Mary because apparently everybody is just going to gaslight him. But they can agree that they can still be friends. I thought, not anymore, not anymore. I know that Mary and Jenn are not having you there as a friend. I know that to be true. So now we're talking about Cody and David meeting, like, for the very first time. Now, Cody does say he was intimidated, okay? So was he intimidated because Trenchcoat truly is going to have a new daddy that, like, he might carry her up to bed or, like, give her kisses on the mouth? Was he intimidated because McKelty had very young babies and they're going to have a new granddad? Was Cody intimidated by any of that? No, he wasn't, okay? He was intimidated by being in the presence of an overwhelmingly handsome individual. That's not the description I would personally use for David, okay? But I was very glad to know that he did in fact feel like that. Now Suki says that was an awkward clip to watch. I thought it was incredibly awkward, okay? It was so cringy, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Now Suki wants to show him the clip. He doesn't want to see it, but we're watching it anyway. I'm loving this version of Suki, okay? I really, really am. And we're seeing the clip of Gwen's engagement party and everybody's reaction to it, okay? Now this did actually stand out to me the first time I seen it because Kody asked how long David and Christine has been dating, and David replies almost 2 months. But also, right, David has said that Christine found him online and that she stalked him. But we also heard that it was his daughter who set up an account for him on a dating site because his daughter wanted him and Christine to get together. But we also heard Christine saying that they know each other, they had known each other like a little while longer than that. So I think that these two knew each other. I'm not saying that anything inappropriate happened, but I believe they knew each other, perhaps like when they were both married, like, very, very early on. Or maybe like they grew up in the same like circles, they had like mutual friends or something. But I do believe that these two definitely knew each other. So Cody is basically saying that David like totally wanted to bang like Robyn, because he only made eye contact with her. And David like is saying that Cody was going red because he knows McKelty's babies and he was minding them and everything like that. Now Cody reckons David is a liar for saying he went red. And of course like Robyn agrees with him. But she also said that she doesn't have any problem with David. Now Cody, oh my god, this guy. Cody is delighted that Christine and David are together because it means that he's completely out of her life. This dude is such a prick. He is such an absolute and utter prick. Suki asked Cody if he would go on a double date like with Christine and David. And I don't know why, but this lunatic says that he is very forgiving, so it will be easy for him. What do you have to forgive people for? Like they didn't hurt you, Cody. You have destroyed these people's lives, you mad person, you know? Anyway, apparently Cody has enjoyed conversations with David since then, and he said he had a dirty thought that him and David should go on a Gaia's trip. And Suki tells David and Christine about like Cody's, dirty thought on the Gaia trip. But David says, like, sure, like, he would, but there would be rules. And Suki wants to know what the rules are. I think I know what the rules are. The rules are that Cody has to keep his dirty thoughts to himself, when he's around David. But apparently David was just trying to be nice at Gwen's party. He's not interested. He wasn't trying to bang Robyn. Don't worry, Cody, you can have her. Literally nobody else wants her. Now Christine says that she is up for a double date, and this is where all the people have to come together. We need to petition TLC for a double date, not just a double date, okay, but a double date in Little Dumpling. Oh my god, I would be so fulfilled in my life. Oh my God, that would just completely and utterly make my whole life complete. I need it. I need it. I need it so bad. Now, Cody reckons he has a good relationship with Meri, but he says that he's still not talking to Christine. But I noticed that there was no mention of JENELLE in this, okay? And then we get this really intense stare down between Cody and Suki. Now, Cody definitely practiced his Christian Bale Batman voice. I'm not a Christian Bale Batman fan, so I am going to let him have that one. I'll give it to him, The man needs something. Have you seen him? Have you seen that hair? The dude needs something. Anyway, this is our recap, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a great day.